Hey girls, so you've been working out, hitting the gym consistently, eating all of your protein, doing all the things, but you're not really seeing the results that you want and you're not really losing the amount of weight that you intend to lose. I got you. I was able to lose weight postpartum 2 times. I was over 200 pounds at delivery when delivering both of my daughters. However, I was able to lose weight without having to obsess over numbers. I'm going to show you exactly what I did to get from this to this so that you can do it too. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first, why didn't I count my calories? Why didn't I count my macros or do all of those things? And that's a simple answer. It was too much work. I literally had just had a baby. The first time I had my daughter, I only had her. The second time I had my daughter, I had now two babies to look after. So it was just too much work. I wasn't going to be micromanaging my food on top of having to run a household, on top of having to be a mom, on top of trying to recover mentally and emotionally from literally giving birth, bringing life into this world. I was already exhausted all the time. I was already hyper focused on my baby. I did not want to be hyper focused on my food and the way that I looked, which, by the way, I was already focused on to an extent because you know how that can be after having a baby. You don't feel like yourself for a while. So I wasn't about to obsess over every little number that I was putting into my body. Instead, I made a very simple but effective choice of just going into a caloric deficit by cutting out carbs. I automatically went into a caloric deficit by just cutting out carbs, which are the biggest culprit. Bread, pasta, rice. I didn't cut them out completely. So I was still eating things like potatoes. Sweet potatoes are my favorite. However, I was not eating things like bread, processed snacks, or anything that I knew would automatically have a high caloric amount. That made it so much easier to permanently be in a caloric deficit in order to reach my goals. Now, you can do this easily by like swapping out the carbs that you normally would eat, like bread, rice, or pasta, for things like zucchini noodles or a lower carb alternative. Or you can just take them out completely and eat it less often. So, for example, instead of eating chicken and rice and beans or something like that, you would literally just eat chicken, greens, and beans, or chicken and just the greens. Like, just cut out the carbs. It is the most simple, most effective way to automatically be in a caloric deficit and still be eating nutrient dense food and not under eating as well. Okay, so the second thing that I did in order to lose weight was I started meal prepping. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the first thing that I talked about. And it just made it a lot easier to stick with the first thing I did, which was cutting carbs. Whenever my food was already there and prepped for me to eat, it made it so much easier to not reach for a snack or to reach for something that I know is not going to be in line with my new way of eating. The number one thing is making sure that I had proteins ready made. Making sure that I had proteins ready to eat was so important. Therefore, it was eliminating the excuse of not wanting to cook, not wanting to thaw out my meat, not knowing what to eat. And it just made it a lot easier for me to just open the fridge, reach for something to eat, warm it up, and satisfy my hunger, but also fueling my body and also sticking to my plan. One of my number one go-to meals was chicken and veggies. I would love a salad, so I would make a kale salad, which is massaged kale, and then you just add all of your ingredients, your dressings, your lemon juice, your salt, your pepper, all of those things, and you pair that with any protein. So I usually went for chicken, but you can pair that with steak, you can pair that with shrimp, you can pair that with pretty much any protein, and that is going to be a protein packed meal that's very filling because you can eat a lot of it. It's high in fiber, so it's going to keep your digestion regular and you're going to feel full and satisfied. And you know for a fact that you are not in a caloric surplus because you're not overeating carbs. Okay, so one of the biggest factors that aided me in losing weight postpartum was doing cardio after every single workout. Now, this one is so important. This one is huge. This was a game changer because I was making sure that at the end of my workout, I was sweating and I was upping the amount of calories that I was burning. Now, keep in mind, I'm already in a caloric deficit by cutting out carbs, not completely, but only enough to fuel my body. I'm cutting out carbs significantly, and now I'm doing cardio after every single workout. That combination right there is lethal. That's exactly how you are going to lose weight and burn fat. Now, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. It can be the stair climber for 10 minutes. It can be a quick mile run. It can be a jog. It can be an incline walk. It can be a HIIT circuit. just do cardio after every single workout, at least 10 minutes every single time you work out. Now, I'm not saying every single day, but after every single workout, finish off with some good cardio. Okay, last but not least, this one is I don't know. This one's a little bit different, but I cut out processed healthy foods as well. These are things like protein bars, protein chips, all of the cutesy little healthy packaged foods. I cut those out as well, only because it just made it a lot easier for me to build up the discipline that was necessary to just eat healthy, good, whole foods. Whenever you're reaching for these snacks, you are sending signals to your brain that the food that you are preparing for yourself is not enough. Whenever I needed a snack, I would go for something like grapes, dates, fruits, some celery, some carrots. Nuts was a huge thing for me. I loved eating nuts because they were protein packed and they gave my body a lot of energy and a lot of fuel. Cutting out all of those healthy snacks just makes it a lot easier in the long run, because at the end of the day, the more processed foods you eat, the more you are going to want to lean on them, and the less likely you are going to be to want to prepare those meals and eat the cooked food, because let's just face it, grabbing a protein bar is a lot easier, and after a while you are leaning into those unhealthy habits regardless of the food being healthy. And then a lot of the times too, in these packaged snacks, there can be ingredients that you don't necessarily need or don't necessarily align with your goals for your weight and your body. Okay, so just to recap, this is exactly what you're going to do to lose weight in 2025. You're going to turn things around and you are going to try this simple, effective approach. You're going to stop counting your calories obsessively, and you are literally just going to majorly cut carbs out. You're only going to eat them in order to fuel your body. You're going to start substituting the more processed carbs for less processed carbs. So instead of the bread and the rice, you're going to go for a potato or a zucchini noodle. You're going to start meal prepping, and no, you're not going to do this once a month. You're not going to do this every now and then. You are going to consistently meal prep. You are going to make sure that you have food ready to eat so that you are not under eating and you're not making excuses. Okay, you're going to start doing cardio after every single workout. Like I said, not every single day, but after every single workout. This could be the stair climber, this could be the treadmill, whatever it is, just get it done. And last but not least, you're going to cut out all of those processed snacks, including the healthy ones. Now, this one may be hard to do because there's so many of the cutesy little snacks for the fit community that are taking off. However, if you are aggressive about your goals and you really want to turn things around and finally reach those goals that you've set for yourself, it's time to get real, it's time to get disciplined, and it's time to really challenge yourself and to push yourself past your limits. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. In the comment section below, just let me know, like, what are some of your biggest concerns as far as losing weight? Like, what are some of your biggest struggles? I would really love to help you guys. I am new to YouTube, and this is just a little vulnerable moment for me. I feel like all of my videos are done really well, and I like to keep things professional, but I just have to add this in the end. I really appreciate you guys for believing in me and clicking on my links and watching my videos, because this is really important to me, and I love to be able to help you guys and to share what I know, because I feel like with other social media platforms, all you can see is just a snapshot image of what you think my life might be. But I feel like on here, I'm really able to be helpful and to teach you guys everything that I know. So I hope that you choose to stay, like, comment, subscribe. Oh my God, I'm so excited and I'm so happy to be here.